Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? Hope you all will be doing good at your homes. May Allah Pak keep all of you safe and happy, healthy. Ameen. Topic of today's lecture is shifts in demand or rise and fall in demand. Previously, we discussed extension and contraction in demand. Extension and contraction are related to price changes. Suppose when price decreases, demand increases. This is known as extension in quantity demanded. Likewise, when price increases, demand decreases. This is known as contraction in quantity demanded. So, extension and contraction are related to price changes, whereas rise and fall in demand is related to other factors. So today we are going to discuss rise and fall in demand. Rise in demand. When demand of a good increases, not due to price but due to other factors, the change is called increase or rise in demand. Fall in demand means when demand of a good decreases, not due to price but due to other factors, the change is called fall or decrease in demand. These other factors are income of a person, weather changes, taste of a person changes, prices of other goods changes, advertisement and publicity changes the demand, and population, rate of population or change in population occurs. All these factors are responsible for rise and fall in demand. In table you can see, in first table we are indicating rise in demand, and in second table we are indicating fall in demand. In table number 1, prices are given in first column. In second column, demand in summers is given, whereas in third column, change of season is indicated, and we are indicating demand of winters in third column. When price is 48, demand in summers is 40. At price 40, demand is 60. At 32, demand is 80. At 24, demand is 100. At 16, demand is 120. Now price remains the same. There is no change in price. At 48, in summers, demand was 40. Now in winters, demand increases to 100. At price 40, demand in summers was 60. Now in winters, demand increases to 120. At 32, demand in summers was 80. Now in winters, it is 140. So you can see over here that there occurs no change in price, but demand increases. This increase in demand is known as rise in demand, because this increase in demand takes place because of a change in a season. Now, in table number 2, fall in demand is indicated. In column 1, prices are taken. In column 2, demand in summers is taken. And in column 3, again we are indicating a change of a season. And here demand is indicated because of a change in a season. At 48 price, demand in summers was 100. At 40, it was 120. At 32, it was 140. At 24, it was 160. And at 16, it was 180. Now, season changes. Because of change in the season, demand changes. Price remains the same. At 48, in summers, 100 items were demanded. Now, demand is 40. At price 40 in summers, 120 items were demanded. Now in winters, demand is 60. At 32, in summers, demand was 140, now 80. You can see that demand decreases, and this decrease in demand is because of a change in a season, not due to change in prices. So this decrease in demand is known as fall in demand. Table and graph of a rise in demand. In table, rise in demand is indicated. In summers, demand is lesser, prices remains the same, and when season changes, in winters, demand increases. This increase is known as rise in demand. We can show it in a graph also. you can see in a graph, suppose price is 48. At price 48, demand is 40 items. At price 24, demand is 100 items. When we join these points, we get a curve, and that curve is known as demand curve. Now price remains the same, that is 48. At 48, same price, demand increases. Here you can see at 48, demand increases to 100. Now at price 24, previously demand was 100. Now demand increases to 160. When you join these 2 points, you get a curve. That curve indicates rise in demand. Curve moves towards right, and this movement towards right side is known as rise in demand. Table and graph of fall in demand. In table you can see prices are given 48, 40, 32, 24, 16. Demand in winters is given 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. Now you can see price remains the same. Season changes, and in summers demand decreases. This decrease in demand is known as fall in demand. We can show this fall in a table also, in a graph also. Here you can see, suppose price is P1. At P1, quantity demanded is Q1. This shows, this is original demand curve D1. Now, suppose price remains the same, that is P1, and quantity demanded decreases. Here price is same P1, quantity demanded decreases. When we draw the line, we get a curve that is known as demand curve, and here we can see demand curve shift towards left. This shifting of demand curve towards left indicates fall in demand. Now, another way to explain rise in demand. Rise in demand means more quantity at same price or same quantity at more price. Here you can see in a graph, you can see a table given above the graph in which it is indicated same price is given. At same price we are demanding more of a quantity. Like at price 4, we were demanding 100 items. Price remains the same for 150 items are demanded. Here it is indicated at P, 100 items were demanded. Price remains the same and demand increases to 150. This is rise in demand. Rise in demand. More quantity, same price. Likewise, same quantity, more price. In table you can see price is 4, quantity demanded is 100. Price increases to 8, quantity demanded remains the same. Here you can see price is 4, quantity demanded is Q, or according to table we can say quantity demanded is 100. Now price increases, quantity demanded remains the same. That is, price increases, quantity demanded remains the same. Here we get a curve that indicates increase in demand. Curve moves from D1 to D2. So we can define rise in demand in this way also. More quantity, same price. Same quantity, more price. Another way to explain fall in demand. Fall in demand means less quantity, same price, or same quantity at less price. Here it is seen in table above the graph. You can notice that table is given above the graph. Prices are indicated. Price is same. At same price, we are demanding less of a quantity. Suppose at price, we were demanding 100 items. Now price remains the same. Our demand decreases to 50 items. This decrease in demand, when we plot in a form of a graph, we get a curve. That curve indicates its place towards left. This shows fall in demand. Or we can say fall in demand means same quantity at less price. In second graph, you can see quantity is same. Price, there is a change in a price. At 4, quantity demanded is 100. Price reduces to 2. Quantity demanded remains the same. Here you can see, suppose this is price 4, P1. Quantity demanded is 100. Now, price decreases to 2. Quantity demanded remains the same. At this point, when you plot a graph, this shows a movement towards left, which indicates fall in demand. So we can say fall in demand means less quantity at same price or same quantity at less price. Causes of rise and fall in demand. Many factors are responsible for rise and fall in demand. They are known as demand shifters. Number 1, change in income. Demand for a commodity is directly affected by changes in income of the consumers. Normally, when income of a consumer increases, they buy more of a commodity. Second is change in population. If population increases, number of buyers will also increase. Consequently, demand will rise at the same prices and vice versa. For example, population of our country has increased, so demand for houses is rising. This is rise in demand because of increase in population. Change in consumer preferences, taste or liking or disliking. If people's preferences change in favor of a particular commodity, they will like to consume more of it. Price and availability of related goods. A decrease in the price of a substitute or a related commodity will cause a fall in its demand. For instance, fish is a substitute for meat. A decrease in the price of fish will cause a fall in the demand for meat because purchasing power of a person increases and they will start buying fish. Advertisement and publicity. Through advertisement and publicity, people's tastes, preferences can be affected and their purchase plans can be changed. A successful advertisement campaign attracts more customers at the same price. Change in income distribution. If due to government policy, income of poorer section increases or gap between haves and have-nots decreases, definitely there occurs a change in demand that will be known as either rise or fall. Whatever change takes place, that will be known as rise or fall in demand. Change in quantity of money. When the quantity of money in country increases, when more of the notes are printed in a country and money in circulation increases, change in demand takes place. Expectations about future prices. If a rise in a price of a commodity is expected, people buy larger quantity of a commodity. So future expectations about prices also changes demand. And tax expenditure. Expenditure of tax discourages people to buy goods. As a result, demand for various items will fall. So tax structure also affects the demand or causes rise or fall in demand. These are the reasons for rise and fall in demand, and they are known to be demand shifters also. That is all for today, students. Till next lecture, enjoy yourselves and take very good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.